Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Caveman Connects. It's the podcast where we talk about all things toy community. I'm the domesticated caveman. I've got some buddies here with me today from the GFPF crew. We've got Agent K. Sup, dog?
What's up, everybody?
All right. We got Agent H. Zach. How you doing, buddy?
Playing with this bunny rabbit, you know.
Oh, right on, man.
It's
Right
not
on.
Easter yet. We got
It's not
Halloween
even
coming.
Easter. And for all of those out there that aren't seeing this visually, he just has the cutest little bunny rabbit figure that came with the new Frosty the Snowman Jada figure, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool. So I got a few things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to cover some fresh news in the figure world, diving into a topic many collectors weigh in on. It's like in the box, or do you collect them out of the box? So interesting stories to talk about there. That's going to spur some debate amongst folks in the community, I'm sure. Anyway, let's talk about some of the figure reveals and pre-orders that are out there right now. One of them, Hot Toys revealed the 1/6 scale Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Mustafar figure from Revenge of the Sith, featuring a lava diorama base and matching set to the previously announced Anakin version. My
Do they
goodness.
interconnect?
Well,
that would be
that's the
cool.
whole
That'd be
thing.
sick.
That's so it's high end scale, premium price, collector demand. I think the whole idea behind it is they do go together. They interconnect, and it's going to be kind of that Mustafar scene, and you can't really have one without the other. And I
Right.
think I saw someplace you're talking like 315 to 345 each.
Yeah,
So
people are
get
going to
ready.
be paying a pretty penny, a premium for that because like it's so iconic. You think of Star Wars, you mention Obi-Wan, you can't mention Obi-Wan without Anakin. It's and I'm sure people are going to have some really awesome photos, or their displays are going to look really cool with them if they do in fact connect. That's going to be sick.
Yeah. We live in the upside down though, guys. It's freaking crazy how expensive. That's $700. I mean, let's get tax
That's
and
7
shipping and all that
Mezcals.
stuff in there. I mean, good grief, dude. You know?
Yeah, people go ahead and buy them Hot Toys. You enjoy your hobby, okay? You be all you can be. I'll be back here buying my $30 figures, and I'll stop complaining.
Right. We complain about our $2 price increases, but
Uh-huh.
meanwhile,
Yeah.
people are keeping Hot Toys in business.
That's crazy too.
Well, they only have to sell 3 figures a year to stay in business. But,
Yeah,
Right.
anyhow.
fair. Very fair.
Pre-ordering timing on this, and what it's going to signal to the market. I mean, let's see what the scarcity of this thing is, because we could talk all day long about how much Hot Toys is going to sell it for, but wait till it hits the aftermarket. You're going to have your eBay prices, but even to some extent, like if you go to some of the like hobby stores or the comic book shops, that they get some, right. They'll buy, and then people don't come in and buy those right away. Well, those only go up in price too.
Right,
I've
yeah.
never seen them sell for retail at a comic shop, that's for sure.
No,
So
they have to mark it up, even if it's $25. They have to mark it up a little bit so they can make something off them.
well, yeah, I mean, because they're going to buy. I'm assuming they pre-order them, they pay retail for them, and that it sits there. They charge an extra 25 for it, but when it sits there for a year, and they're selling for 600 a piece on eBay,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll sell them for 450 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
Anyway, long story short, get it while it's hot if you want it. So I like Hot Toys, and I like Star Wars, but I don't care enough about Star Wars at this point to buy $700 worth of stuff.
No,
$758 by the time you pay tax.
I mean, we're just kind of joking about price points. Black Series just did that Mustafar 2-pack with Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting, and with an awesome display. Yeah, for like $100. So like they're yeah, the Hot Toys are going to be, I mean, as far as premium quality goods and everything that Hot Toys you expect from Hot Toys, yes, people that collect Hot Toys and love Star Wars are absolutely gonna love those figures. But for guys that maybe want something a little, well, not just a little bit, but a lot cheaper, you can get that 2-pack and you can satisfy that Obi-Wan versus Anakin with a cool display anyway. So it's like, yeah, be all you can be, Hot Toys collectors. I have one Hot Toy figure and I'll never buy another one. Never. It's too expensive.
Well, they're expensive, and honestly, I don't know. There's something about photographing in them that just I don't know. I just don't like it as much. I like the God scale, the Lord scale, the 6-inch figures, man. 1/12. That's the Lord scale to me. So you know.
To me, I think it's more challenging with the 1/12 scale.
No, yeah, and I mean I can see that. Um, I think a lot of like the lighting designs and stuff like that, like even the small lights that we use for toy photography that kind of mimic, our key lights and our hair lights and stuff like that that we would be using like with real people. I think even those are kind of scaled better for 1/6 than they are 1/12. So, 1/12 is I don't know. I mean, like I said, the hot toys are cool because they look really good and it's a realism thing. You want to look
That's it,
super
though.
realistic and yeah, I mean,
They only look good. Like they don't move well. Lots of times they come like all the Hot Toys come with warnings as far as articulation points and where stress is going to be on the soft goods. So like
mhm.
if you have a figure like Spider-Man, you can't pose him in a really good pose, like an epic Spider-Man pose for very long. One, you can break the figure really easily. They are fragile at their joints, and second of all, you will crease or ruin the material that those figures that they're paying for. So realistically, Hot Toys are awesome in the aspect of the realism, their soft goods, the different things you can do with them, where you can change their eyeballs, all the really cool, unique things. Right? We cannot pose them because they will break or you will damage them, and they're glorified statues. They're glorified statues. You can pose them, but very limited.
That's
So
exactly what I was just thinking.
so it's like, yes, there's definitely a lure to Hot Toys, and again, I'm not hating on anybody who collects them, but there is a limitation to what you can do with them. For me, as a photographer, like doing photography, um, it's more important that I can get a really good pose on my figures than it is to have them just stand there.
That's why you listen to the show. Hot
Exactly.
takes, baby. Hot takes on hot toys, right?
Yep.
So, there you go. But like we were saying, if you're budgeting for one, you better budget for both of them. So,
Hmm.
you know.
Right.
Let's talk about the hybrid collectible slash figure slash card game crossover stuff that's going on right now. Like, kind of blurs the line between toy slash figure and game collectible. Um, does the card element increase the value or complicate the display? That's the one of the things that I'm curious about. And if you open the box to the display the figure, so you can display the figure, do you lose value on the card in the bundle? Like does all of that matter? Like I said, I don't know anything about Magic other than that's what it's a card game. I mean, I don't know what else much about it. I'm guessing it's a little bit like Pokemon, which is another thing that's a mystery to me. But I like the little characters and stuff. But the game itself, I never really understood. Talk to me about it, guys. What do you think?
Well, H, are you a fan of Magic the Gathering? Have you played it?
I played it like maybe in middle school for a while. I didn't really understand it. My friends were more into it, so I was one
Yeah,
of
it's a
those
very
kids.
complicated game for sure. Um,
Extremely.
I used to play a long time, like with my brothers and stuff, and Magic the Gathering has a huge following. I mean, it's one of the most popular card games, definitely for adults. I mean, people are building, they do like full on like tournaments with this stuff. It's legitimate. I mean, Magic the Gathering is huge. Now, I'm not a big part of the community. I've not followed Magic the Gathering in years now, but just like my previous history of Magic the Gathering, there has been like I had a card shop near me that did tournaments and people flocked. I mean, that place was successful because of Magic the Gathering. We're selling $60 box sets and doing a bunch of stuff like that. So there is a huge community. But I think my hiccup with it is that the figures or the cards are not relevant enough. Like this first wave of the figures, other than Spider-Man and Anti-Venom, I didn't know the other
Right.
two figures in the line. And Anti-Venom is still a very niche character in the Marvel Legends or in the Marvel community. I mean, there are people that are fans of Marvel, of course, are gonna know it, but the general consumer is gonna see that figure and have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
And I think that's like it hurts. I think obviously people that are a giant fan of Magic the Gathering will definitely buy those figures, but like they're buying them for the cards. They'll sell the figures
Mhm.
or give them away. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Way.
that I would
Almost
like to see what
something
the
earlier when
pulse
we were
is.
saying that people like are the figure collectors are buying them and they're selling the cards
For 40.
on eBay for $40, which is like basically it's like getting a free figure at that point, pretty close. And then I think the card collectors are buying it and selling the figures for like, much like 20, $25 out there. So it's like kind of a symbiotic relationship. I don't know if it's doing what Hasbro wanted it to do, which I'm assuming would be create followers of both of the other things. Like, okay, we'll get our action figure people into Magic, we'll get our Magic people into action figures. When I got news for you, Marvel, it's probably the same effing people anyway.
Right?
there's
At
only
least a
there's a
fraction.
finite supply of nerds in this world, dude. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I don't it's just interesting. And I like I said earlier, I think another part of it too is that they're not doing more relevant stuff. I think or just unique figures. H I was talking this with Gannon earlier. Do you think that these packs would sell better if those figures were unique to the Magic the Gathering world? Like if they did a collaboration where like Hulk was like a swamp monster representing the green world
Yeah, that
from
look cool.
Magic the Gathering, or they took another character, Spider-Man, right? They did Spider-Man and they're already doing the card. If they made these characters unique for the Magic the Gathering and Marvel Legends crossover, I feel like there would be a lot more um you know, uh, people wanting to get them, more desire to buy these
Yeah, I
figures if
think
they were
so.
unique to that Magic the Gathering crossover. The only way you can get this figure is by buying this you know buying this box, and I think that would be better.
I mean, even if they done character like Marvel characters that could fit that kind of world better, like Doctor Doom would have been perfect. Doctor Strange, like these weird kind of characters, but I guess everyone loves Spider-Man.
apparently
Right.
they only make 600 of them a year, so
Right.
600 of variants, but man, I'll tell you. Interesting. Like we'll have to think about that. All this is leading up to a kind of a main topic. We'll get there though, because the next thing I want to talk about is like vintage market trends that are going on right now and packaging and value. So, basically reports that packaging conditioning, the condition that the packaging things that are in box, it's becoming more and more and more important. Like, to what the value of these figures are on the aftermarket. Or sealed items, they command a pretty premium, but like they're the box has always been kind of graded. Like it's like this is an A tier, this is a B tier. There's a number system they use that like I said, I'm not really into that part of it. But yeah, you know, do you ignore the packaging now, or do you pay attention to the packaging when you get it?
H,
Yeah,
you
I
go
keep
first.
certain ones.
Well, yeah. Talk to me,
Give me a
boys.
second.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, man.
Yeah, well, so for me, the package is part of the figure, right? I don't view them as separate. It like the box to me, the packaging is almost an accessory to the figure. So, for example, yeah, H, you're doing it right now. Like
Yeah.
one thing, one thing McFarlane does, right, is when they're doing their like deluxe figures or like with this Batman Returns wave, this box is very important to what this figure is and everything. The branding on it. I mean, look at that spine. There's so much to enjoy. They got it's a metallic blue lining. Like this is very a part of the like. Look at that. He looks
Yeah.
fantastic in the box.
For those of
So
you that can't see, he's got a McFarlane packaging up right now, and he's talking about like the boxes are the way the packaging's put together with the it's good looking packaging. They have good display windows on the front of them,
yep.
and yeah, McFarlane's packaging's always been good. Always
Yeah, it
been
was
good.
it's the Danny DeVito penguin from the Batman Returns from Tim Burton. But the point I'm making with the packaging is like a lot of people see the packaging and oh that's cool. For me, I look at the packaging as part of the figure and I it's important to me. The package matters. It's like
Yeah.
imagine going to a restaurant and the food you're buying, right? It's not plated right.
Hmm.
It's not a nice plating. You're not gonna want to eat it.
Yeah.
If the box is made like crap and doesn't catch your eye, you might not want that figure regardless of how good the figure is. It could turn you off from that. And that's kind of where I'm at with the packaging. It's
You
very
guys
it's
hate CT toys.
yeah, hate CT toys, right?
First off, I wouldn't even know what any of their boxes look like because I've never got one that's intact. So.
So that actually brings up a good point.
Mine was
A question.
intact.
I have a question regarding boxes, right? We're talking about the packaging. If if your package is damaged, are you already in the mindset that that figure could probably be broken?
Yeah, it's a
uh,
potential.
Does that translate? Because I
Yeah.
feel like that's also part of it. If the package is damaged, like my brain is automatically like these figures are probably injured or hurt, and I'd say injured, but they're
yeah.
probably damaged. And I actually had
You're digging at a nerve for me because he'll tell you all about my CT Toys experience where I got the box and I was like, oh, well, it looks like everything's okay. And I posed the figure one time, the fucking arm fell off of it. But, I mean, everybody else's Gambit, CT Gambit was awesome, except for mine, not
dude, that
mine.
gambit is gonna haunt you forever.
Oh, man. Hulk Smash. Hulk Smash. That's one I think would be kind of fun to take out to the range, see what a freaking AR-15 round does to it. But anyway.
Like you're home alone.
Strap it, strap it to a rocket on the 4th of July.
There you go, right? Yeah, we can make it. Oh, we could just if I took a figure and
That's sick.
posed it just right and had the right I could blow him up. Like we could
Yes,
redo the whole Sentinel X-Men 97 death scene, you know what I mean? Like we could get after it there. But
that'd be sick.
anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. I mean, for modern lines, same principles apply. I mean, people got to be thinking about that stuff, man. I I am. I keep every single box. Like that's the thing I don't understand is people are like, oh man, I rip and grip, man. That's what I do, and it's like, well, I do. I get a little razor blade out. I cut everything open carefully, and I keep the boxes and I scan them into a piece of software and with the barcode and keep an inventory of everything so that if I kick off one of these days and go across that rainbow bridge or whatever it is to the other side, my wife will have some kind of an idea of what everything I have is worth and not be some a-hole come in and be like, yeah, I'll give you 500 for everything, and she's got whatever, get out of my house. I'll be like, no, do not do that. Don't do that. That probably will be one of the things that haunts me on my deathbed is my collection. I'll be like, don't you dare sell that for $500 in a garage sale. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
come back for you if you do.
Right, exactly, and not in a good way. Not the Patrick Swayze like making some freaking mud sculptures. No,
Yeah.
oh my god, I dated myself. You guys don't even know what I'm
No,
talking
I know that movie. I love
Ghost.
that movie. It's a
about.
great movie.
Sorry.
Yeah. I like the subway scene where he's trying to hit a shoe.
I hunger for your touch. Anyway, uh, oh god, that was bad. That was karaoke on Caveman Collects without any music. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about kind of the main topic of what we want to talk about, which is all getting into a little bit, is in box versus out of box collecting, um, and why it matters. How do you display your figures, or You just keep them all in boxes and crates, and then go out and kind of, you know, it, let's talk about the definition. Inbox mint on card, MOC, still sealed, lots of things they call it. It remains in the original packaging, unopened, retains blister, cellophane, card back intact. That's what inbox. Out of box figure removed from package, accessories potentially unboxed. Figure can be displayed, posed, played with. Um, Mindsets behind it. You got preservation, and I do big air quotes on this, investment mindset versus enjoyment displaying mindset. Um, so when you buy a figure, are you buying it to preserve it or to use? That's my question for you guys. What do you think, H?
For me, a little bit of both.
Yep.
So like my GI Joes, I don't keep the boxes unless it's like a special edition that I think might be worth something at some point. But
Mhm.
like like the Walmart type box, I don't keep those, or like the Legends. But like imports, I always keep those. I make sure to like carefully cut take my time. Don't
So you're still
not.
opening them.
I'm opening, but I'm also like preserving the box just in case.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
but that
this.
I got news for you, bro. That doesn't count.
I know.
These mofos are talking about, like, I mean, I get it. So what you're saying is you preserve the box, which you do what I do. You
Yeah.
preserve the box, but I'm taking that son of a bitch out the box and looking at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Right. Okay. Agent K, what do you think? What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm not strictly an inbox collector, but my priority is an inbox collector. I do open figures, but I only started opening my figures when I decided I want to do photography, and I carefully pick out which ones, like, figures that I don't think are gonna be worth money, because there are times where figures like just shoot up, and that's kind of any line. And I have opened a whole wave of figures that are now worth tons of money. Don't have the box. The accessories are all over the place. And I'm not that I plan on selling my figures, but there's something cool to look at your collection and be like, it's worth X amount of money. And that's not all about the money, but it's cool to have that as a way to, like, hey, my collection actually, it's not worthless, because people like to dog on us collectors saying, oh, they're just toys. Well, no, they're not just toys. They could be an investment. Now, not every figure is going to be worth a lot of money, but for me, like, I really do enjoy. I was just talking about it with the packaging. I like the packaging a lot.
Mhm.
I actually cut off the art from a lot of the back of the boxes that decided, like, of the figures I'm gonna keep or open, and I have that in a binder. I have a whole binder of all the card backs from that I cut off, because the art on these boxes is worth the keep, in my opinion. And I think some of these arts, like I was just showing that the Batman Returns wave, what I think it's worth keeping. So yeah, I'm mainly an inbox collector. I always think about before I open a figure, like, do I really want to open this, or could it be
Every
worth
time I get
keep?
a mezco, I think about that.
Yeah.
Every mezco
Right.
I get, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna open this. I can tell you right now what I started doing for things that I really, really, really wanted to collect. The first time that hit me, where I was like, I think I have a figure here that's going to be worth a lot of money one of these days if I don't F with it, take it out of the box, or do anything with it. It was the Figma Link that came
Mm.
out earlier this year, and everybody and their grandmother has that, like, their top 5 list or figure of the year count or whatever. They're saying it's amazing. So the first one came in, and I was telling H about this. We were sitting talking, and I was like, I got this fucker in, dude, but I cannot bring myself to bust the razor blade out and open this thing up. So what did I do? I waited and I waited and I waited, and I was like, you know what? I want another one. I just bought a second one. Well, those things were expensive, right? But I bought a second one, and ironically, they're both sitting in boxes right now. I haven't opened either one of them, but that is on my agenda. When people start rolling out like their top 10 figures of the year and all that stuff, it's always kind of fun to bust out those figures and do an unboxing or whatever. And see, I still had one in a box. Let's open up and take pictures of it. But that's what I would tell you. That was my first time doing that. The other thing too is I collect a lot of Mezco stuff. And eh, the Mezco stuff to me, like, eh, I'm going to get my money back on all that, whether it's open or not.
Right.
So, I mean, I want a Johnny Vaporoni. I was hoping to find someone that had an open one that would sell it to me for $250. I'd buy it. I'd buy it right now. Anybody out there has a Johnny Vaporoni open with everything there, box included, I'll give you 250 for it. But you can't find them for that. They're 500
Yeah,
open. That figure was what, 90 to $100
that's
new?
I
crazy.
think it was like 90 when it
Yeah,
first came out.
and we're talking like what, 16 months ago, 18 months ago? Wasn't that long ago, was it?
It was like
2 years old now?
2 years ago.
2 years ago? Yeah. That thing in 2 years is worth more than 5 times what it was boxed, open. I don't even know if you can find one new in a box anymore. If you can, it's probably 600 or $700. So
Right. Yeah.
so I don't worry about it too much because I, I figure most things, if you keep the boxes for them and you stick them back in a box, you throw them on eBay and say, "Look, man, I'm a toy photographer. I took some pictures of this." I wasn't playing with it in the sandbox or anything. It's I took some pictures of it and put it back in the box. That 10 years from now, even my Black Series stuff might be worth 40 or $50 a piece instead of So I've never looked at it from an investment standpoint of I'm going to make a shit ton of money one of these days selling these things. I've looked at it more like I think I can break even on it at least.
Yeah.
So that's what it's been for me.
That's
Maybe
sort of
I'm an
my
idiot, but
mindset.
we'll see. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like part of me is there with you guys. Another part of me is like maybe one of these figures is like gonna be like striking gold. And they're gonna take
Sure.
off. It's like if there's a figure that I like, I think it's gonna be popular. I will buy multiple. I'll buy a couple because I want to open one. I
Yeah.
want to open one. I want to have one open, and I want to be able to take photos of it. Right? It's a big part of kind of what we're doing is photography, and I like having really cool figures I can take photos of and enjoy them. But then I'll go buy another one or two more so I can
Mhm.
have them in a box. I'll have one that's mint. Like I literally am standing in the store looking at the boxes, making sure there's no dings, dents, creases, anything, and then
Yeah.
I'll buy it. And then I'll find one that maybe it is damaged or has slight damage or not, maybe not 100%, but I'll still buy that one too. But like I have like a really nice mint in box collection. And I make sure that mint in box collection stays that way.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I mean, if that's what you're into, I know this like sparks heated debates in some circles where it's like, you're supposed to take your toys out and play with them. And it's like, man, shut up, dude. That's whatever they want to do with it. That's what they do with their toys, man. They do whatever they want with them, you know.
Yeah,
Some
collect
Right.
people
your own
do some
way.
really weird stuff with them, but we're not going to get into that. That was on the Discord server the other night. Oh my god, dude. there's some weird Instagrams out there, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So
Teach their
there's
own.
a wrestler
To each their own,
named
Um,
Ethan Page. He collects mostly like inbox, but the way he has his like setup, it's pretty sweet. Like he has like actual old school toy store racks in like his man
wow.
cave, and he's got it set up kind of like an old school toy store. I was like,
Uh,
okay, that's how you would do inbox. That's how I would want to do it.
I see it.
It looks
I've
pretty
got
sweet.
all these X-Men 97 card backs right now that I know it's going to take me like one of the things that I'm trying to do like with our channel as we grow is, you always want to do like, you know, unboxings. Let's do an unboxing. Let's do some figure reviews. Let's do those things. And I run out of time in the week most of the time between 2 or 3 live shows and trying to do this podcast and everything else. It's like and taking some photos for yourself to put on Instagram.
Right? Yeah.
This is not my full-time job. I have one of those. This is a hobby and a passion. Um, and but there is because of the fact that I don't just have time. I have a lot of things in boxes, a lot of things in boxes. I do a lot of catching up, like missed that, found a deal on it, bought it, have it now. All these X-Men 97, there's been 732 reviews done on each figure. It's like, do we need one more unboxing of, I don't know, Cable? Like, how many times do you guys need to see it? Yeah, it's cool, right? So I've kind of got those, and I've thought about just like because they're in the card back is just like taking the little pin and putting them up on the wall, kind of like back in the background, behind me over here on that white wall behind that light over there. And I'll just hang them there for a while till I get to them to open them, and then kind of whatever I've got that I haven't got around to opening yet or taking a picture, just leave them pinned up over there. And, you know, that's
It'd be cool.
maybe they sit there long enough, you just end up never opening them. I don't know. I don't know. The only reason I have to open a figure at this point is to take a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
So,
Yep, I share that sentiment. The only
Yeah.
reason why I open a figure is if I think I can take a good photo of it now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, and I mean, that's where my passion is. My passion is toy photography. That's my hobby. I like to take pictures and photos. I have become a collector through that hobby, out of necessity more than anything else. But if there or whatever. I guess it's not necessary, but you know what I'm saying. And then the other part of that is, you're not you become a diorama builder. you know,
That's the fun part.
well, you can only spend so much money on dioramas, and then
Right.
and no offense to anybody out there, there's a lot of guys that make great dioramas, but like you get some of that stuff, and it's like, dude, this does not look like the picture. And then you're like, well, yeah, you got to paint it, you got to do this, and you got to. It's like, dude, that's why I bought this shit, man. I didn't want to have to paint it. I wanted it to come looking like that. So, and they're like, well, that would be $1,000. You're like, well, never
Mhm.
mind. I'll just start building them at home. So,
Right.
that's kind of the rabbit hole I've gone down. So started off as a photographer, became a toy photographer, became a collector, became a diorama builder. And then now it turns out that I kind of like doing the live stuff on YouTube and having fun with that. So it's like this natural progression that you go through. Very interesting. And we all think
H,
we're so different. We're not different. We're all exactly the same.
yeah, we are very similar. H, did
Yeah.
you started off as a collector too, right? H.
Yeah. It started off, let's see, 2023, I think. It's like 2 years ago. That's when I got back into it. My wife bought me both 2 packs of the TMNT Secret of the Ooze figures, and I was like, oh shit.
Mhm. Mhm.
So then I just started buying everything.
And the
And then
rest is
you got into photography off of that. Yeah, that's kind of where
Yep.
I was at. I started collecting, and then I was like, I think photography would give me an excuse to open these and play with them like I'm a kid again. And
Yeah.
then that's what happened. I collected a lot first before I decided that I was gonna start opening them. It's just interesting, like how that, like Gannon, you're the opposite of us, where you started off as a photographer
Mhm.
and transitioned into toy photography and then collecting. It's an
Yeah.
interesting way because I don't know if
I'm not a
I wouldn't.
nerd. You guys are nerds. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
we're definitely we definitely are. But
But
I would have a question to the community, like how many people have maybe gone down like Gannon's path where they started off maybe as a photographer and then got into toy photography and collecting, and then
Mhm.
on the flip side of that, how many people? It's probably more common that people were collectors first, then decided to pick up a camera.
Yeah, well,
So
I had a proclivity for all things nerd, like that was in me. I
right,
mean, I loved all things nerd, all things action figure, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, all of those things. But it's kind of like I kind of compare it to like, you know, um, did you ever play World of Warcraft?
a little.
Right. So
Yeah.
okay. So like the people that were hardcore in a World of Warcraft were like, oh, PvP server, you got to do this, you got to get on that. We're gonna go into like the battlefields, and we're doing all this. And I was just perfectly happy with going and like killing the pigs in the field and like getting experience and like getting, ooh, look what I got. Like I was just happy like going, oh man, I made level 80. How come your level 80 is like 9 times stronger than mine? Because they've done all this other shit that took like a whole bunch of time, and they were like in these guilds, and I tried that. And like I'd go in, they'd be like, "What are you?" I'm like a tank, and they'd be like, "I'd get us killed like in 13 seconds." They'd be like, "You suck," and like I had all these like 13-year-olds shaming me, and I was just like, "Dude, I'm not into that, man." Like this is I'll
Right.
kill one of you little fuckers. But no, anyway,
That sounds like me on GTA Online.
yeah, I'm like, what is happening right now, man?
Reminds me of that
Anyway,
South Park episode where they're all playing World of Warcraft and they get addicted.
yeah. So, but at the end of the day, the point I'm making is like I was always into like the nerdy stuff. I wanted to be a part of it, but like there are like hardcore people that are kind of insufferable about it. If I'm being completely honest with you, like there are people that like I would steer away from getting into nerdom because like there's always that jackass in the room that like no matter what you say, no matter what you think you know about, he knows 10 times more about you do. So I just learned to shut up when it comes to talking about, yeah, man, I like the Marvel movies too. Thor's cool. I mean, and that was kind of how I was about it. But the love was always there. So it was easy for me. What really turned me on um, to toy photography was many, many, many years ago. I was going through Barnes and Noble. That's for the kids out there that don't know. That's where you actually went and put your hands on books and things, and it smelled like a bookstore. And there was a coffee shop in there. I think it was quaint back in the Copper Age. But we would, I would go in there, and I was looking at some books, and there was this Lego. It was all Star Wars Legos. I still have the book around here someplace, but it was just this great big coffee table book of this guy that had done just all these Star Wars Lego shots, and they were mind blowing, like with explosions and practical effects, and everything else. And I was like, dude, I like Legos. I want to try that. And that's what got me into it. And then I realized, oh shit, there's a whole group of people. Oh, you could do this and that. Oh, and then I got into the collecting of the figures and and the rest is history. So, man, slippery slope. But anyway,
It's a gateway
um,
drug.
it is a gateway. So let's talk about the pros of the pros and cons. Like the packing is part of the collectible. So the original art, the factory sealed status adds value. It's easier to store it as inventory for sure. It's easier to store that stuff. You won't have to worry about posing, dusting, missing parts. I mean, I don't know which way my camera's pointing right now, but there is right there. I have just that's just one little thing of those. There's a bazillion of those around my house, those drawers that you pull out with little parts in them. I mean, it's crazy. Like how many little things they come with. Um, but also keeping them in a box, it offers a higher potential resale value for you eBay warriors that are out there. Inbox cons, you can't open it without reducing the mint status of the line. Um, the packaging can still degrade if you're not taking good care of it. So, just air and light and dust and humidity, all those things. So you better, if you're really seriously collecting, you got to put those things in like tubs, sealed in a dark attic or something. Um, and displaying sealed figures just isn't sexy. It's just not, you know. I mean, it's cool looking when you go in somebody's house and they've got 50,000 boxes. I mean, like just look behind Kay, I mean, his backdrop's amazing. That's fantastic.
All of them on the floor also.
Yeah.
That's so many guys.
Right. So out of box pros, you could open it, pose it, enjoy it. It's tactile, visual, dynamically display them. Show off the articulation, pose them. Sometimes the cost is lower, especially if you find the Lucy's, which I'm a huge fan of. And then you don't have to feel bad at all. You go down to the comic book store and they sell those things for 10 or 12 bucks a piece, sometimes less. Yeah, you don't always get all the parts, but a lot of times you do. And you can find something that's sold for, I think I saw a Maximum Series Spider-Man loose the other day that they were selling for like 25 bucks. I'm like,
Wow.
first off, why is somebody selling this already? Secondly, it was like, yeah, but it had all the stuff in there. It just didn't have the box and packing. I was like, almost bought just to have a second one.
Whatnot's another good place for Lucy's.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I got like 5 complete GI Joes. I mean, they were like out of box, but I got them for like $5 a piece. So I got all 5 for the price of one in box.
That's incredible. That's incredible. For many new collectors, the value of putting your stuff on display probably outweighs like there's a feeling of satisfaction with like hey, look at this, I just bought 5 new figures, and then they end up still sitting in a box and you're like, okay, I got 5 figures in a box over in the corner over there, versus like taking them out and putting them on your desk or doing that kind of stuff. So I get that like endorphin thing that you'd get. Out of box cons, of course, the resale value is going to be lower. Finding things with all their accessories, like we're talking about. Anyway, even if you do keep the boxes, most people that buy off resale would prefer it be sealed. So, what do you think about the marketing and display strategy going on, like for certain high end or limited edition figures? Like sealed status is probably the major driver of value on those. So, like the innovation of like the plastic they're in, the boxes they come in. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say like it's if you're talking specifically about value, then if it's open, right, then it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter how good the package is. If it's open, even if it's not sealed in contents box, it immediately doesn't have as much value as long as if that sticker's intact.
Yeah,
So like it's a big deal.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's
interesting.
similar to like the comic thing too. You got
Hmm.
to look at it like the packaging is like the cover.
Yep.
Hmm.
If the cover is all, what you call it, creased up and
Jiggy
torn,
Jack.
yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
they don't really
pages
give.
stuck
Yeah.
together and stuff. Imagine what gold
Yeah.
members collection looks like. Come on, man. We love you, gold. I make at least one gold member joke every time for this show, just for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some sticky pages over there for
Yes,
him.
yes, yes.
Maybe boxes.
Diddy, the Diddy oil, you know,
The black market
black market Diddy oil. So, but anyway,
Diddy oil dealer.
anyway, we love you. Man, I love that guy. I'm gonna have him on here so he can bust our chops back. Um, and let's see here. Um, so what about like the hybrid products we were talking about earlier? You get a card. I, I couldn't see myself buying one of those, but if I did, I don't think I'd open that one, like the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man thing. I would
I
probably
would
stay on.
not. Yeah.
That
That
feels maybe it could be worth something one of these days.
Yeah, and I think that would be the mindset for me of buying it. If I were buying them, it'd be strictly an investment because I know, like, after they stop making them, you could sell them to like Magic the Gathering collectors or um, Marvel Legends collectors. As long as these were like one-offs, they would be worth a lot of money.
Right.
And it is a
And once
cool
again,
display in the box with the
yeah,
Yeah, that's
card
true.
right next.
yeah. Well, and also too, like I never like if I sell something, it's just so I can buy something else.
Right?
You're
So
right.
It's not like I'm planning on, put my imaginary children through college or something like that with this money. It's just, know, my wife's retirement plan or something. It's nothing like that. It's,
right.
what is yeah, yeah. I collect bourbon, but at the same time, like I feel I open every single bottle I get. So it's like collect it. Yeah, I mean bourbon, like it sits up there for a long time and it stays good, but every once in a while you want to have a sip of that. I mean, what's the point? Can you imagine getting a bottle of I don't know, I don't know, some of the old Taylor stuff, or um, I just can't imagine getting that and not wanting to drink it. Like, you know, I gotta taste this.
That'd be
Mm.
torture.
Macallan 25.
Yeah.
We're just gonna let it up there and be Macallan 50. Well, what is it now? It's 50. Macallan 50. It's like, yeah, oh, it wasn't in the barrel for that long. It's like,
True.
Right.
right. Anyway, so I think like you got to get like a collector goal alignment. So if your goal's investment, sealed makes more sense. Um, if your goal is play display, loose, and like I'm talking about buy them loose. You know what I mean? Like if you can find these things loose or before they hit the crazy button on the secondary market, it's like what is that, Macari and whatnot and places like that. I mean, if you don't care about the
Yeah,
box, but you
eBay.
can find the figures intact, go buy a bunch of them for cheap. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
um, and then I think there's us, which I believe would be most collectors. I think that would be, yeah, I keep some in boxes. Yeah, I open some. Yeah, I buy two of those occasionally. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Let's see. Practical tips for if you want to store them in boxes. Upright, stable environment, cool, dry, minimal direct sunlight. Like none would be probably what I'd recommend.
Yeah.
Uh, Use protective sleeves, cardboard backs, especially for card back figures. Avoid pressing on blister bubbles, stacking boxes carefully. Track release numbers, edition sizes, variant hunts. Rarity does matter on these. And consider photography slash documentation of box condition in case you sell it later. So you set that thing out the door on eBay and you spend all the time packing that thing in there and it gets to where it goes, and some Yahoo spills his coffee on it and goes, "I want my money back, man. It's got a stain on it back." Nah, 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 nah. Didn't have a stain on it when I left here. So
It's
yeah,
funny you bring up that because I actually had an incident not that long ago, earlier this year, where there was a 2-pack that was coming out that I was really excited about. And it's a lot of money. So I'm like, okay, I bought it. And the when I got it, the package was damaged. And we were just talking about being inbox collectors. I literally bought this 2-pack because I wanted it in a box. I wanted to leave it in this packaging. So I took pictures of this and then I sent it to we got it shipped. I got it through Amazon, but it was a private shipper. And I got a picture of it, or it's actually, excuse me, it was through Walmart. But I got the box and the box was damaged. And we took a picture of it and we sent it to the person that shipped it. And they actually had a photo from when they sent it and it verified that our package was damaged on shipping. And they ended up sending me a free one in the
that's
mail.
cool.
So I
That's
was able to get a replacement. And I was like, hey, look, now I can open this one because I'm
Yeah.
getting a free one in the
Right.
mail. But
Mhm.
but if I got that one in the mail originally and it was in perfect condition, I would never have opened it because it's one of those things of like it's a figure or a character I really love. It's the Batman Who Laughs, and those figures, if from McFarlane, each of those figures are pricey. They are
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
They're hard to find and they are expensive. But I love the character.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
was cool. It was cool that you brought that up with the picture thing because I actually had an incident where the shipper did take a picture of of the figures,
mhm.
the box before they sent it, and it
Yeah.
verified that it was damaged when we got it, so they sent us a
Yeah.
free one.
So the toy collecting community, I'm going to narrow that down a little bit more. The toy photography community is probably one of the best communities I've ever met. Like in terms of the people that are in there and just the great personalities and how helpful and how willing everybody is. It's a big family. It really is. Like the a-holes are very, very few and far between in this sector. I don't think that's the case in the hardcore collector community. I think that you deal with a lot more shisty bullshit in that community. And so, yeah, I mean, there's good people. I don't get me wrong. I mean, that's that. I'm just saying, like, I'm always on guard when I'm talking about selling something or buying something from other collectors because there's just something that seems a little bit like this is risky,
Because
like
money is involved.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a big
and
part of it.
yeah,
And
and everybody's looking to buy it for as cheap as they can, sell it for as much as they can. I absolutely despise scalpers. That's the one
Same.
thing that, like, you guys know me. The domesticated caveman loves everybody, man, and I do. I love everybody, but I don't like scalpers. And
No.
usually I'm the type of guy that would keep my mouth shut about stuff that's just doesn't really concern me. But like that's one thing that really irritates me because I think about things like if you go to Ollie's at some point and there's 25 figures there that are $8 and you're putting 25 of those figures in your shopping cart, there's something wrong with you, man. Come on, man. Like they're selling for cheap. Let some kids get a hold of these, or just buy like 3 or 4 of them, man. If them, I mean, that just seems like a really shitty way to make money. Is by
Yeah.
screwing over fellow collectors or toy photographers.
Well, I think there's this is, I was just thinking about this with companies like with like CT Toys, right? That are doing these knockoffs. There are gonna be people that can buy up X amount of, say that like the new Daredevil that they're doing, right?
It's
It's a
already happened.
Mafex
Yep.
where people are buying these up and then they're reselling them as Mafex, and people are buying them at the Mafex price, and they're the CT knockoffs. It's like that's
Well, they've driven the
these.
price of CT toys up.
No, but what
That's
I'm
what's
saying
happened.
is you can still buy CT toys a lot cheaper than the Mafex, and the CT
Sure, you
toys
can. But
the
I
CT
agree 100.
toys.
percent
What the point I'm making is that the CT toy figures are close enough to the actual Mafex that people are buying them and reselling them like they are Mafex. They're trying to pass
That's
them
not.
off as Mafex, and that's
Here's
so
my thing.
scummy.
That's kind of on CT Toys too, though, because
No,
if
it
I'm
is
being, uh, I'm being
100%.
completely honest with you, I'm not a huge like. Yeah, it's cool that we can go out and we can buy CT Toys, but that's kind of scummy what they're doing too.
It's
You know
encouraging
what
bad
I mean?
behavior. It's
Yeah,
encouraging bad behavior. Like you're
yeah,
talking about, like these scumbags in the community that are
yeah,
looking to scam people to make money. You have
mhm,
companies like CT Toys that are actually encouraging it because the product
yeah,
that they're making is close enough to Mafex that they can
yeah,
pass it off to an unknown buyer or somebody that
right,
isn't super is just excited to get the figure. It's like,
right.
holy crap, I can't really tell the difference in this picture. And then you
Mhm.
get it and realize that you spent $125 on this Daredevil that somebody just bought for 30 with CT Toys. And I
I've had
think,
this shit happen to me on Amazon before.
yeah, it's dirty.
I was
It's
on
dirty
I was on A I
tactics.
mean, of course, I returned it. I was like, "This is a knockoff, send me my money back," but, it
Yeah.
was like but that stuff happens. Like, one of the one of the lessons I learned was there was one particular cologne that my wife likes. So I always buy that particular cologne, Aqua di Gio. Okay. That's the one she likes, and I who knows what we're on to now, but it's a traditional flavor. Um, and so, I'll go buy a bottle of that and I buy the big one every single time. Um, and when I first started buying it, many moons ago. I mean, it was like 50, $60 for that big bottle. And I went up to $90. I was like, man, this shit's getting expensive. Right. But the bottle lasts me a long time. So I'm not putting cologne on every day. I mean, you just spray a little bit on. So I'll go up to, the department store because that's where you're supposed to get your cologne at. And they're like, yeah, $200 this bottle. I was like, what the F, man? Like, are you serious right now? $200? I was like, I'm not spending $200 on cologne. So I'll leave. I go get it on Amazon.com. I'm like, okay, oh, Aqua Geo. I'll just buy some of this. Yeah, I'll just get it from here. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's only like 110 here, so I'll get that bottle there. Right. I get it. I'm like sprayed it one time. I was like, this doesn't. It kind of smells like it, but it's like okay, maybe it's just and then the thing that I noticed more than anything else is like it would just wear off like instantly. Like you spray yourself with it, and then you'd go out and like 5 minutes later, you don't smell like you've got any cologne on or anything, and well, sure enough, I get to look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's knockoff. It was a
Oh,
knockoff phone on it. The only place that you should buy, it's like you remember Paul Mitchell hair stuff. Not that I
Yes.
have it here, but Paul Mitchell had that. They said the only place that you could get real Paul Mitchell stuff was at hair salons. That was it, because everybody and their grandmother was knocking it off. So you had to you had to have a hair salon to buy. It's the same thing with colognes. You got to go get it at the department store. It's not real. Point being is the knockoffs are the reason why every it causes price hikes on everything
yep.
because more people start. You would think it would lower the price, but it doesn't work like that. It's like this opposite effect that happens because people. stop buying as many of these toys because now there's a knockoff version I can buy. So they raise the prices on those toys because they're not selling as many as they were before, but they still got to make the same money. And then these guys over here, they start saying, okay, well, we've got to, everybody's buying our knockoffs now. So we've got a huge demand for this. So we used to sell this knockoff Daredevil for $15. Now we're selling them for 30, 35. That's the thing. A symbiote Spider-Man thing that was huge came out. Those things are selling for $40. I'm like, dude, I'd have bought it if it was 15 to 20, like like we should be paying for them because they're knockoff bullshit. I don't care how good the figure is, it's a knockoff.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, that stuff irritates the hell out of me.
Yeah, it just like your point.
I
you
got
were
Gambit
making,
for free, so I didn't pay nothing.
Gambit for free. You got knockoff Gambit for free.
Pardon my French, fuck that Gambit. So anyway,
but what I was saying
Fuck
is
that factory. How about that?
yeah, right.
right.
Yeah, just like buyers beware. And I think that's another part of the reason why, like, I don't buy Lucy's, and I don't go on Mercari and stuff like that for me personally, because I do worry that when I go to buy these figures that they are going to be, because they're secondhand, they will be damaged, or there could be knockoffs, and people
I always read
like,
the sellers' reviews
yeah, I do too,
before I
but
buy anything.
people are bot farming that stuff now also. Like you can pay you can create bots that create general reviews for
Right.
you. You can have you just gotta be careful. And so
That's
it's very
what's good about Whatnot, though. You get your money back.
yeah,
So,
that's true.
so I just went through that. I just bought I took a flyer. Bless Nico. Nico sent me, he's like, you got to go get this now, my friend. I'm like, what do I got to go get? And he's like, Johnny Vaporoni. I go out there. He's like, Nico, it's $100 new in the box. I was like, there's probably more than likely a piece of dog shit in there than is an action figure.
A brick.
Yeah, a brick, something. And he's like, no, man, look at the seller's reviews. And I was like, you know what? I can get my money back. I'll take a flyer on it. So I thought, and then I get like the response. It's like, okay, seller's responding to me. Oh, hey, there's a shipping label. Oh, damn, I might be actually getting something here. 2 weeks goes by, nothing comes through. I go out and I look. Shipping label's been printed, but it hasn't been taken to the UPS store yet. Blah, blah. Then I like try to hit the guy up and the account's disappeared. And I'm like, yeah, it's exactly what I thought it was. What I don't understand, though, is that guy never got his money. Because the transaction, so I think they were trying to figure out, like, if I print the shipping label, then they'll send me the money. Like, no, they I don't think they send you the money for that.
Until
My
it's
money
actually shipped.
until it's actually shipped. I think this guy was trying. So I go out there, I find this MFer. Like, he's out under a different name now, same page, everything else, and just lit his ass up, man. Like, I put a nice review in about him, and now he's kind of disappeared off of Whatnot. But it was like, this guy's a scammer, man. Don't F with that guy. But,
and there's quite a bit of people out there in the community that are like that, and you just gotta be careful. So be very careful with how you're buying things. I mean, obviously you can look at the reviews, but just just really dig into it before you decide to, purchase something. If you want to take a flyer, fine. With Whatnot, if you can get your money back, great. There's no real risk. It's just more of an inconvenience. That's good, but just be careful, because like there are people that are looking to just take your money, and at any cost. That's why scalpers buy as many freaking figures as they do. Is why, people go to Ollie's and they'll buy up figures and sell them for $30 a piece when they just spent $5 on them.
Well, here's the thing. If you've got a figure and you're trying to decide, do I really want to open this, or do I want to, collect this? There's a really simple thing to do. Like, go out to eBay and see what the figure's worth in the box and see what it's worth open, and decide then if it's like that important to you, the difference in the value of those things, and then that's your deciding factor. You have to decide, that's the thing. Like, am I going to actually put this on eBay and sell it one of these days? And if I do, this is what it's worth in a box. This is what it's worth open. That's up to you at that point. I do not have a strong opinion on this either way. I don't really care how people collect their figures. I take pictures of figures. I'm not a collector. I'm a photographer that collects for necessity. Anyway. All right. Cool. So, yeah, like, put some comments. Tell us what you are in the comments section on this video. Tell us, or podcast what you guys think in terms of, are you an inbox or out of the box collector? So sealed versus open debate. It isn't one size fits all. Depends on your goal, investment versus display, your budget, space, line, licensing. You know, tell us your approach. Sealed only, open all, hybrid. We'd love to read comments in the next episode. If you get some comments out there to us, we'll talk about them in the next episode. Next week, we'll have a whole other topic. Still kind of debating what that's going to be. Maybe 2 figures we'll each be looking for, hunting. Maybe one sealed, one displayed strategy. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to thank every single one of you for listening to our episode. We'll be doing this weekly. We record on Saturday afternoon, Sunday during the day, and we put them out there on the Apple and the Spotify and YouTubes and Amazons and every place that has a podcast, all the major hubs. But anyway, follow Go Figure Photo Feature on Instagram. Look up our YouTube channel. We're building something, putting it together. Lots of stuff like this and more. And stay cool. Be good. Be good to each other. That's probably the primary thing that I take away from this is just be good to your toy family. Be good to your real family. Be good to everybody around you. So, K, H, appreciate you guys joining me on this adventure, and look forward to having you guys back often as you want to be.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. It's fun as always.
Right on. Well, we're going to sign off now and go have a whiskey together. You guys have a good one. See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.